welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm now joined by League General Manager Matt Jones.
Okay, so hello and welcome to the official podcast of the Northern Counties East Football League. And it's fair to say that the weather played havoc with the opening round of fixtures for 2025, with just 6 of the 21 scheduled games going ahead. We've had wind, rain, snow, ice, you name it, we've had a dollop of it everywhere. Most of the games that went ahead, though, produced plenty of goals, with 25 goals scored in those 6 games, an average of just over 4 goals per game. Silsden moved back to the top of the Premier Division after a 4-2 home win over Bottisford Town, while Beverley Town strengthened their position in the playoff places, beating Eccleshill United 5-2. That was an incredible first half at Beverley, who were 5-1 up at half-time. Coming up fast and now just 2 points outside the playoffs are Handsworth. They convincingly beat visitors Penistone Church 5-2. That's 6 games unbeaten now for Handsworth, while in the only other game to go ahead in the Premier Division, a little bit low score in that one, Pickering Town recorded a 1-0 win against Parkgate. Just 2 games went ahead in Division 1, and the biggest crowd of the day witnessed Wakefield AFC win 1-0 at league leaders Horbury Town, in front of a fantastic crowd of 545. That's an amazing figure given the weather, a fantastic figure for Step 6 football. That moves Wakefield very much into the playoff positions, and that's 11 games undefeated for them now, so one to watch going into the new year. Although Horbury remain 14 points clear at the top of the table, second place Wombwell now have 4 games in hand after their weekend game was off. And after looking likely to be a one-horse race going back 2 or 3 weeks ago, all of a sudden it looks like the title race might not be a foregone conclusion after all. It's promising to be a very, very exciting race in Division 1. In the only other game played in Division 1 on Saturday, Ilkley Town recorded a convincing 3-0 win over Swallownest. Time for a quick look at the current statistics and streaks. Form team in the Premier Division are Thackley with 5 straight wins, while Penistone Church are currently 7 games without a win. That's very unusual for them. Eccleshill United have lost 5 straight games. The form team in Division 1, the one to watch, are Brigtown, who've won 6 straight matches, while Wearsbridge Athletics are now 13 games without defeat. Dronfield Times have now gone 8 games without a win, and Swallownest have lost the last 3 games. One area that produces a lot of banter between the players, we'll call it friendly banter, a bit of rivalry, is the race to be top scorer in the divisions. It's a close race at the moment in the Premier Division, with Scott Ruthven of Handsworth leading the way with 22, while 4 other players are just 1 behind on 21. That's Elliot Andrew of Tadcaster, Nathan Cartman of Albion Sports, Ben Brooksbank of Thackley, and Nathan Keatley of Penistone Church. In Division 1, Josh Batty of Brigtown leads the way with 27 goals. Chasing him is James Law of South Leeds, who's on 23. It's FA Vars weekend coming up this weekend, with 2 Northern Counties East League sides still in the last 32. We wish good luck to Hallam, who travel to Atherton Laburnum on Saturday, and good luck to Albion Sports, who play at home to Cook Town on Sunday. Anyone planning on watching the Albion Sports game, please be aware it's a 1:30 kickoff. There's 7 games scheduled in the Premier Division on Saturday, with a big game on Friday night as Barton travel to Goole, while there's a huge clash between the top 2 in Division 1 scheduled for Friday evening as Wombwell Town take on Horbury Town. There was a further 10 games in Division 1 on Saturday. Let's hope the weather is kinder than it was last weekend. As always, whichever game you're going to watch, thank you for your support.
Welcome to Seasons Past with Libby Edwards. In this episode, I'm looking back to the 2012-2013 season. The Premier Division contained 19 teams from the previous season plus promoted from Division 1 Glasshoughton Welfare and Worksop Perramore, and Hena Town, who were promoted from the East Midlands. The league was won by Scarborough Athletic, who won 30 and drew 9 of their 42 games, finishing with 99 points. Brighouse Town finished second. They won 30 and drew 7, finishing on 97 points. In third place were Bridlington Town, who finished on 95 points. Hall Road Rangers finished bottom. Second bottom were Lincoln Moorland Railway, and third bottom Armthorpe Welfare. Arnold Town were demoted at the end of the season due to an insolvency event. Newcomers to Division 1 were relegated Selby Town. The following were promoted from feeder leagues: Cleethorpes Town, Athersley Recreation, Clipstone Welfare and Nesborough Town. The league was won by Albion Sports. They finished on 92 points, with 28 wins and 8 draws. Runners-up were Athersley Recreation. They won 25 and drew 10, finishing on 85 points. In third place were Louth Town, who finished on 80 points. In the 22-team First Division, Arscombe Villa finished bottom. Bridlington Town had the biggest home win during the season. 11-0 against Nostell Miners. The biggest away win was Scarborough Athletics, 10-0 win at Lincoln Moorlands Railway. The League Cup was won by Thackley, who beat Louth Town 3-1 in the final at Staveley. Beaten semi-finalists were Worksop Perramore and Nostell Miners Welfare. In the FA Cup, Tadcaster Albion made it to the third qualifying round, where they were beaten 2-0 by Boston United. Tadcaster's cup run included a win at Concert and a 4-1 win against Skelmersdale United. In the FA Vars, Emley and Brighouse made it to the fourth round. On the way to the fourth round, Emley beat Maltby Main, Congleton, Bottisford and Barnoldswick before losing to Hadley. Brighouse beat Hall Road Rangers, Staveley and Holbrook before losing to Newport.
Let's have a look at the positions in the feeder league so far this season, starting with the Central Midlands Premier. First, Dinnington Town, 49 points from 17 games. Second, Doncaster City, 45 from 16. Third, Elite AFC, 37 from 18. Fourth, AFC Bentley, 33 from 16. Moving to the Humber Premier League, first, Sculcoats Amateur, 42 from 18. Second, South Cave United, 39 from 17. Third, Heddon Rangers, 37 from 21, and fourth, Reckitt's, 35 from 18. Now the Lincolnshire Senior League, first, Netlham, 35 from 14. Second, Crowell Colts, 33 from 13. Third, Immingham Town, 31 from 13. And fourth, Skegness Town Reserves, 22 from 14. On to the West Yorkshire Premier, first, Hall Green United, 35 from 15. Second, Ripon City, 28 from 17. Third, Littletown, 26 from 12. And fourth, Carlton Athletic, 26 from 16. And now the Sheffield and Hallamshire Premier. First, Outybridge, 41 from 18. Second, Hemsworth Miners Welfare, 39 from 18. Third, Stocksbridge Park Steels Reserves, 30 from 18. And fourth, Silkston United, 28 from 19. Next up, NCEL Talk. I'll hand straight over to host Aaron Walton.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the NCEL podcast. We've got myself, Aaron, we've got Si, Bob and Jordan tonight to chat about things, what went on in the week, what's going to go on in the week, hopefully, and all things NCEL. So, evening, chaps.
Evening.
Hi there.
Hello. Right, so with the cold weather playing havoc with the fixtures, you'd think we've got nothing to talk about. Well, think again, because we're going to have a good chat about it. So, with if we start and have a look at last Saturday's games, so with only 6 fixtures taking place from the 21 scheduled, as the weather decimated, didn't it? And decimated the games. All but 6, as we said, started. 4 in the Prem and 2 in Division 1. Now, I'm going to save the big clash in Division 1 for a little bit late. But if we if we go through the Prem first. Now, I quickly changed my plans from Frickley, Barton's game to get over to nearby Beverley Town against Eccleshill. Beverley coming off a solid home draw against tabletop in Silsden, and Eccleshill coming off a 4-game losing streak. So I was chatting to Asif Hussain, the manager, well, one of the managers at Eccleshill before kick-off, and he was bemoaning the fact that he'd lost 4 players Saturday morning to go with a couple in the week, making 6 changes from the week before. So he'd had to shuffle his pack a little bit.
Are they signed for a club then? Or no, just not there? Are they signed when
they were just that weren't there. I think he had a couple injured, a couple poorly.
Right,
So
right.
it's like everything at this level, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You can never get a team that's the same. And it was a poor first half showing from the Eagles, as Beverley showed the strength by scoring 5 first half goals. We were stood behind the Eccleshill goal, and it was a bit men against boys at times.
I know the field.
Yeah, yeah. So,
When we went there.
yeah, Glenn Sarney scored. Snellgrove got a couple. There's a nice little player called Lucas Lubrich. He looks good for Beverley. He scored. And unlucky Talenton Love scored an own goal, Eccleshill player. In fact, he got a hat-trick, did Talent, because he scored 2 penalties for Eccleshill. So I don't know if we could count that as a hat-trick. But believe it or not, Eccleshill won the second half 1-0. So it's a strange game. But to be fair, Eccleshill did have a lot of youngsters playing, but so did Beverley. And Beverley do look a good outfit at the moment, don't they? So well done to Beverley. And hopefully Eccleshill's luck will change. Other results showed Answorth thumping Penistone 5-2. Now that was a good result, wasn't it, for Answorth? I've always said they're a little bit sort of up and down, but they're certainly proving me wrong, aren't they? Because they're up there. And Pickering beat Parkgate 1-0. So
Yeah, good result for Pickering there.
Definitely. And the last one, Silsden showed Bottisford no mercy. A 4-2 win with Cale Price, Casey Stewart getting a double, and Cody Cromack scoring with Cooner and Smith for the Poachers, Bottisford Town. And that was Mike. Yes, it was Mike Thompson's last game, wasn't it, Bob?
It was. And do you know where he'd gone?
I do. Bridlington Town.
Oh, you've taken me, as you would say, you've taken my thunder.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, he's gone to Bridlington Town in the Northern Prem. That's for his second time there. So good luck, Mike. He managed them before, and obviously they've got new management and not new management. Well, they have got new management, but they've got new owners and what have you. So they've taken Mike on, and I think his only remit is to stave relegation.
Yeah, keep them up. Yeah,
keep them up. Yeah. So 2 good crowds. 279 at Beverley and 201 at Silsden. And I'll be honest with you, it's the coldest I've ever been at a match since I watched North Ferriby play Stockport County in 2016. So that's the Prem over with. Now we'll get the 2 boys in. We'll get the 2 boys in for their 2 teams. But the crowd, and I've got to say the game of the day was over at the Pulse Hire Limited Stadium at Horbury. 545. So an early Curtis Morrison goal do the damage. Let's hand over to Jordan and Si. Let's give us a lowdown of the game then, gentlemen.
Si, did you attend?
I didn't. I'm not able to get to games at the moment, so I wasn't at the game, but I've seen sort of the highlights on telly and sort of read on the YouTube and seen a few comments about it. But in terms of the actual review, I'll let you go with that one.
So yeah, we'll start with the crowd. Fantastic crowd. I think that's our highest ever, which I think the weather helped with. Only 2 games been on in our league and none around where we are based. Even 15 minutes into the game, there were still people queuing to get in, which is great to see in one aspect where we've got an influx of fans coming in, and we're quite fortunate where you can actually see the game from coming in as well. So it's not like they missed anything. But as hard-working volunteers, pulled off a great shift in accommodating 545, which was fantastic. Obviously, the result didn't go the way that I would have hoped. And quite a lot of people, if not most people, who were at the game seemed to feel that we was a little bit unlucky to come away with nothing. We started like a house on fire within 15 seconds, we potentially could have gone 1 goal up had it not been for a good save. And then we had a penalty appeal in the first half, which we thought was a penalty, which wasn't given before Morrison scored, which was a great finish. And to be fair, there was only one place he could put that ball, if you look at it back on the highlights, and that were in the top corner, which he did that. And then the game settled down a little bit. We had a good chance in the first half, 1-on-1, but our player chose to try and side foot it in, and it bobbled up. Where if we'd have lofted it over the keeper, we could have potentially gone back level into half time. And then again, we started off really well, 3 good chances within the first couple of minutes of the second half, and an even bigger penalty appeal, which I did put out there on social media just to get a few thoughts to see whether people agreed or disagreed, which is fine. Everyone has different opinions, but we just felt a little bit hard done by a couple of decisions that potentially could have changed the way that the game unfolded, especially in the first half, because it would have given us a chance to go in front. And then if we'd have got the penalty 15 seconds into the second half, then that obviously changes the second half entirely. We're just struggling at the moment to have the killer finish. We're not scoring as many as we had earlier on in the season, but we're still creating chances, which is a positive. But on the whole, we feel that we should have taken something out of the game, and it's allowed Wakefield to come back into it a little bit. Whereas if we'd have probably won that game, that would have potentially taken Wakefield out of the equation for automatics. I think it'd have been 10 points clear even if Wakefield would have won all the games in hand. Whereas now it could be 4. So yeah, a little bit disappointing in the result, but the performance was there from the boys, so we can't fault that. And the crowd was fantastic.
So everything apart from the result was good.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Do you think you'll get a lot of those fans coming back?
We hope so. We feel that we did have a decent following there. Wakefield brought a good number, as they always do, home and away. And as I say, because we was the only game in the local area, I think Ossett was called off as well.
Yeah.
So it gave us a chance to showcase ourselves, and we certainly did that on the pitch in the majority of it, albeit not putting the ball in the back of the net once. Yeah. And it gave us a chance to show what we're about as a club. People can come down and have a look at the facilities, the hard work that myself and everyone else does. So apart from the result, everything was a great day.
Okay, excellent. Well, fingers crossed that it keeps going well, and we love to see big crowds in the leagues, don't we? So well done to you guys for getting 545 through the gates. So the other game,
it was actually. No, I just wanted to put a little bit on that from our side as well. I mean, just to note on that with the crowd, that's actually the 4th Wakefield derby that's had over 500. Wow. As well, so it shows what a well attended game it is. It's the 6th time we've played, and it's the 4th time we've had over 500 at either ground, which I think for both sides is fantastic. And it has a local derby atmosphere, which you don't always get at non-league. So, sometimes teams are quite far apart in the leagues. So I think it's great that it has that little local derby atmosphere. I think obviously with both teams going for the promotion like they are as well, it adds that little bit of spice to it as well.
It certainly does. So, I mean, big clarion call for the clubs there for getting that 500 each time. So that's really good, that. So it shows that both clubs are doing something right.
We're getting back there. We've had that little stumble, but that's 11 unbeaten now.
I've got that wrote down. But that's superb.
Nice little run. Curtis Morrison there. That's his 3rd goal in 4 games for us.
Yeah.
Saw the video of the main penalty that Jordan was on about. Now I've seen plenty of comments from Wakefield fans, and I'm not going to disagree with them, because there were some of them there that saw it live and were like, "Nah, I want a penalty." But you watch the video, and I think you can never really tell from those VAR cameras. But I can see why they were probably had at least a shout for it.
Yeah, definitely. So you either get them or you don't get them at our level. I mean, at the game I was at, there was 3 penalties given in that game. So, and at least one of them, I thought he was a little bit too far away, referee, for that one. But never mind. In the other game, then, Ilkley Town beat Swallownest 3-0. Ilkley up to 4th now, 6 unbeaten. Highlights are on the YouTube edition of the NCEL podcast, I've been told to say. So that's a new feature you go on the YouTube version of this podcast. So that sort of covered into its Saturdays. There wasn't a great deal on Saturday. So with this cold weather snap, and we chatted about this before we came on air, with this cold weather snap, the NCEL have given it the green light for clubs to use the extreme weather protocol. So would any of you care to explain to our 10 listeners what this consists of and how it works? Over to you, Bob.
What that means, reading their statement, is that where you have to call a referee on the day of the game, but you can now under this now it's the onus can be on the home team not to call a referee in, and you can postpone it a day before the match to give everybody due warning. And with the weather conditions at the moment, I mean, it was -6 around here last night. It's going to be -8 tonight. So our match on Friday against Barton Town, unfortunately, the decision was an easy decision to make, was to unfortunately to postpone it because the pleasure ground's been frozen all week.
Yeah.
And even though the sun's out, there's no warmth in the sun. It's
No.
I mean, up today it was freezing cold. So and I think I know we're going to talk about this, but I think a lot of these matches will struggle this weekend. Even on Saturday, it's still cold.
Yeah.
Freezing.
I can't see there being any games this weekend, to be fair, unless there's somewhere that's in a real pocket that hasn't been affected.
And the two teams in the Premier League, Walton and Handsworth, who've got 4G, those at home, that would go ahead, but they're both away. So that's another thing.
Yeah, so they're obviously they're both away. So and
have you seen the Friday night football? The Wombwell game's off versus Horbury. Well, Jordan will know that, won't he?
Yeah.
It's off. Yeah, we called it off Wombwell called it off about 2 hours ago, which is
But it's the only
decision, really. It gives everyone time to make.
It's disappointing.
Plans.
Yeah, but I've got them printed all the programs as well. So I've got the programs. We'll have to use them next time.
Well, we will do. Well, at least hopefully I can be there this time because I'm down to work on Friday. So but purely selfishly, I hope I'll be at the game, Bob, and you can look after me.
But if it had been on tomorrow night, you'd have needed your thermals because it'd been really cold at the Pavilions, wouldn't it?
Well, I'll tell you something, Bob. Somebody we both know, Mr. Richard Watts, wouldn't have been in his shorts commentating.
No. He'd have been well wrapped up.
It would have been, well, definitely. So, so how many games, we just touched on, how many games do we actually think are going to go ahead this weekend? I mean, Si, you've said probably none.
Looking at the weather, the way it's been, I mean, it's been snow, it's been frozen hard all week and turned to ice. Even places, I mean, I don't know what your area is like, but the places I'm sort of going around where there's ice and snow on the paths, it's just not clearing. We've had no snow since Sunday, but it's not going because it's so cold, and I just can't see it thawing in time. And I don't think there's any grounds on this list that's got any undersoil heating, is there?
At our level, I don't think we can afford that.
Nope. I think it's 1 degree tomorrow at the top, and 2 on Saturday. Well, it's not going to thaw that to a degree in the day.
I mean, East Riding and North Lincolnshire, it's very much the same. I don't think we've not had no snow, but where the paths have got frost and ice on them, it's just not melted. It's just stayed there, and all the ponds in the parks are still frozen, and even on the Humber Bank, it's all frozen up there as well. Not in the river itself, but on the paths there. So I can't see that. I can't see that thawing for the weekend. So we don't think there's going to be any games. Oh dear.
I'd be surprised if anyone leaves it until Saturday to make a decision either, given this new protocol. If anyone leaves it that long, it's bizarre.
That's very, very true, John. Very true.
Definitely. So we've got the Friday night games off Goole and Barton Town, Woolmel and Horbury, and then we've got some FA Vars games if they're on, haven't we? We've got Atherton, Laburnum Rovers versus Hallam on the Saturday. Now, Atherton, if my geography is correct, is in the borough of Wigan. So, they've had some pretty harsh weather over there. So I don't know if that's going to be on. I don't know if Atherton have got a 3G pitch.
Well, I would imagine that's a harder decision because Sunday it's a little warmer, but won't they be warm enough for it to go ahead? That could be a tricky decision.
That's Albion in Crooktown, isn't it, on the Sunday? And
Well, Albion will be all right because
it's
have
4G.
they got a 4G? Yeah, they have, haven't they?
Yeah, to play at Bradford Park Avenue's ground. So, that could be on. That could be on.
Because you don't want to come all the way down from the northeast for it to be off, do you, from Crook?
Well, that's right. Yeah. So, as I say, Atherton Laburnum Rovers, they're in the North West Counties League Division 1 North. I think they came second last year and they're in second place at the moment. So that'll be a good test for Craig Denton's boys, Hallam, if it's on. And Crooktown, County Durham, Northern League 1. Bob, you'll know this one. There's a fact for you. Won the FA Amateur Cup 5 times, haven't they? Did you know that, Bob?
No, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I had looked that fact up before we come on, but our listener knows now, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah. He does. So they lie in 10th place. They lie in 10th place at the moment, Crooktown, just below Newcastle Benfield and above Whitley Bay. So be a good test for our clubs. I hope.
That'll be a good match, won't it? Yeah, be a good match.
Will. I've liked Albion this season. They've looked good. They've got a couple of good guys in charge of them, and they look pretty good. The games I've seen them against Barton Town, they've looked really good. And Hallam, well, any team Craig Denton manages are usually pretty good and well marshalled, and he certainly has a good squad. So that'll be a good game for Hallam as well if it's on. So as I say, I don't think we'll go through the fixtures over the weekend because we don't think any of them will be on. But if we look at the leagues, let's have a look at Division 1 first because that's the one that's shaping. Well, they're both shaping up to be good, but with Si and Jordan on, it's good to have a look at. So Horbury, 27 games, 62 points. Woonwell, 23 games, 48 points. Brigg, 24, 48. Ilkley, 26 and 48. Now, Ilkley are one of the teams in form, aren't they, gentlemen? And and just below them, Wakefield, they're the informed team, aren't they? What is it, 11 unbeaten, Si?
It is a moment, yeah.
Yeah, that's superb, that. 23 games, 47 points. South Leeds, the new boys, as we always say, 26 games and 46 points. Dernan District, 24 games, 45 points. And my favourites, Wasborough Bridge, 23 games and 38 points. So that is tight, isn't it? It's tight at the top. I think, you never know that teams can go on a real good run, like Wakefield have gone on a superb run and put themselves right in the shop window, haven't they? So
I think it depends on those games in hand. That's one of the key things there. You look at the table based on just numbers and maths. If the teams win all their games in hand, then Woodwell are 2 points behind Horbury, and we're 1 point further back than that. And then Brigg are also, quite close to contention as well. And it brings Durn into the picture because they've got 3 games to catch up. So those games in hand are the ones that are really going to probably tell the story of the season. There's a lot still to play for.
Definitely. And down at the bottom, we've got Applebury Frodingham holding the rest up, 23 games, 12 points. Yorkshire Amateurs, 24-15. Louth, 24 and 21. And Dronfield, 26 and 22. Now, I've noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed, Louth Town have just acquired the services of James Swan to help them with the manager there. Bags of experience as Swanee. Remember him at Grimsby Borough and Cleethorpes, so he's good luck to Swanee. He's got bags of experience. Hopefully he'll pull Louth with the help of the manager there, pull them out of the mire somewhat. So good luck to him there. If we go to the Premier, look at the top, it's still very tight. Silsden go back to the top, 23 games, 53 points. Golka, 23 games, 50 points. Thackley, 25 games, 50 points. Beverley, 25 games, 43 points. So Beverley 7 points behind Thackley and Golka, but on present form, they're looking good. Hallam are still up there, 24 games, 39 points. Penistone, 26 games, 38. Albion, they're the team. I think 19 games they've played, so they're 7 games behind Penistone. on 37 points, and Handsworth 23 games and 37 points. So again, it's all to play for up there. Things could change at the bottom. Sorry, Bob. I think if you'd have played tomorrow, you might have beaten Barton.
Yeah.
So Goal 25 games, 12 points. Winton Rangers 22 games, 16 points. Knaresborough 23, 21. Eccleshill, and they're struggling as Eccleshill, 21 games, 22 points. And Bottisford, obviously, they've lost the services of Mike Thompson, who's gone to Bridlington Town. So Bottisford, 23 games, 25 points. I think Lee Herrick's taken over for the rest of the season at Bottisford. He was the number 2 at Bottisford. So it's all to play for in the leagues, isn't it? So I say this every week, and especially last weekend. I'm going to touch on the hard work and effort the club volunteers do to get the matches on. So, Horbury, Jordan, you guys must have worked so hard to get that game on, and then when the game was actually on, all the hard work you still got to do.
We were actually pleasantly surprised with how well the pitch looked when we turned up around 11, 12 o'clock. We were very surprised to see quite a lot of games off. Our pitch was in perfect condition. Granted, 75 minutes into the game, it cut up a little bit. But yeah, we were pleasantly surprised. The volunteers worked extremely hard. We had an external food company come in to help out with some food. We had another cabin open on the halfway line just to ease the pressure off in the cafe with the hot and cold drinks. So we're very grateful to everyone that mucked in on Saturday and made sure that everyone had a pleasant experience. I've not had any negative comments, and I doubt that I will hear any. And just to mention on the fans again that it was a game held in great manner and there was no trouble at all, considering the friendly rivalry that you would say both teams have at the moment.
That's what you want. You want friendly rivalry. A little bit of leg pulling, and that's all. That's all. Bit of banter, and that's all we want. We don't come for fighting, do we, and things like that. So, sometimes I think one or two people have one over the 8 and can't control the drink, and they do get a little bit boisterous, don't they? But that's probably only it now and again. So, but the volunteers doing a super job. As I said, I bet you guys at Aubrey work wonders to get the game on, and unfortunately not rewarded with 3 points, but definitely had a super crowd and did really well otherwise. So,
just before just go back to our postponed game tomorrow night.
Yes,
it's a pity that didn't go ahead, because that would have probably been the last match where we played using the main stand. Because I would imagine the next home game's on the 1st of February. And I imagine they'll start working before then to knock the main stand down. So that's just a side thing, a shame. But because we had some sponsors, we had a sponsor for the box tomorrow night, C&J, our main sponsor, and it would have been nice for them to have use the box for the last time, But
So what's going to happen then, Bob? Once the main stand, because that does house a lot of people. That main stand, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, we've got them at the other side, on the Dunnell Road side. There's 2 50-seater stands in place. And of course, we've got the Eric Lawton stand. So everybody's going to have to be at that side, because obviously it'll be like a building site at the other side, and it'll all be fenced off.
Yeah.
And they put these temporary facilities in yet, but there's still some trenches to fill in. So, and that's got to be all made safe, really, because for health and safety. So, there's rumours. Well, we think it might start next week, the demolition, but there's nothing being actually confirmed. I mean, they've said that quite a few dates have been put back, and I presume this weather's not helped. So I'd imagine that would have been the last game at home tomorrow night, using the main.
They're not rushing anything through because of the rugby, are they? Or
no, because the rugby, I understand. I think the rugby trained there last night, but it would have been a hard ground to train on. And because they're playing their first match at Featherstone, where Wakefield play on Sunday afternoon, I understand, in a friendly.
All right.
So yeah. But so this season, it's going to be. I mean, once they start building it, I think the time scale is going to be about a year. So it'll be about a year before we can start using the main stand again and the sport complex.
Yeah.
So it's just temporary facilities like changing rooms, dressing rooms, and put in a small bar and a small hospitality. Will not be as good as we've got, but we're just going to have to make the best of things, you know. But
Yeah.
it doesn't help the club's finances at this level if you've got a smaller bar and accessory, you know.
Yeah. But
But the reward, hopefully, the reward will come when it's all finished, you know. Because then,
yeah,
if you've got a 4G, you wouldn't think you'd be cancelling any matches. Like if we went 4G tomorrow night, it would have gone ahead, you know.
yeah, and there's also, you know, I mean, if you second, it's always been used as well, isn't it? Because and even if you're not creating any revenue from that, if you've got teams playing and they know that there's like a senior team there, if you can attract a few new supporters or fans from some of these junior teams, it bolsters the crowd, doesn't it?
Yeah, and if they can offer better facilities on the day of matches, you might make more people coming through the gate for for football and the rugby, you know. So,
Well, yeah, definitely.
but the first thing of all, they've got to get it built.
Yeah,
That's the first thing, you know.
yeah, that's the big hurdle to get over. What's your facilities like at Horbury then, Jordan?
We've got, I think it's holds maybe 75 or 100. It's a brand new stand we got put in there early last season. So that's a fantastic bit of kit that we've got there. Then we've got one of our volunteers that has looked at it and gone, "Oh, I can do this at a third of a cost. I'll build you another one."
Excellent.
So that's a third of the way through. That's going to be a standing one rather than the seating. So that's probably going to save us a third of the cost as what it costs us for the seating one. So that should be done by the end of this season. So on one side we'll have two huge stands with a little middle cabin there that we sell hot and cold drinks, and then I stand on top of that cabin with the PA announcer, so I've got a decent view of the game, albeit it's not very safe up there when it's cold and icy. But we'll bypass that one a little bit. When we first moved into the counties, we had a 50-seater stand that was in the place where the new stand is. We've moved that to the far side at the back of the goal. So two sides we've got seating, and then we've just got hard standing round the back of each goal as well. And then we struggle on the bottom side because we've got a lot of junior pitches, so we're restricted for room round there. So that's just grass standing.
You do realise, Jordan, now you've said about this chap and do it third of the cost. You'll be getting all the chairmen, when they listen to Northern, this podcast, all the chairmen of these clubs, ringing you up saying, "Can you give me his number?"
It's taken him a while to do ours, so you'll be waiting for a few years.
Oh dear. I'll tell you what I did see, and I thought it was a really good idea, and I know a few clubs have got it, but it's the first time I've seen it in the flesh, so to speak. Went to Durnan District earlier on in the season, and they've got two stands that they've made out of those containers. And you know, they're like the containers they have on the back of trucks. They make houses out of them and all sorts, don't they? They've got two. They've got one with seats in, and then one where you're standing. And they've painted them up, and they look really good. And I think that's probably a good idea going forward for some clubs as well. Because I always think, especially this time of year when it's cold and it's raining, I wouldn't want to be stood outside. I'd want a roof over me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. Of course, Wakefield, you're at Featherstone, so you're well looked after, aren't you?
Yeah, we've got nice, comfy seats and a stand and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but we know we're privileged in being in that position. But at the same time, it's not a permanent home, and we do want one. So as a fan personally, as much as I do love going to Featherstone, I'd love to have like a little ground like Horbury and build up from there. That would be. I'd be happy to have that and start building up.
Yeah.
But,
so
yeah.
So it'd be difficult to pick our teams of the week, wouldn't it? But we're going to have a go. So, who's your team of the week then? I'm going to start with you, Si. Your team of the week.
I can't. Given that it was the top of the table clash, I can't not give it to Wakefield for winning the derby. I don't like going for my own team.
Well, don't worry, because
I do like to pick another one.
Bob goes for his own team.
I don't think Jordan's going to go for Wakefield, so I think I might as well do it.
I won't be let back in Horbury if I said Wakefield.
But just going back to my team of the week, when you pick goal, when you haven't won for 7 matches,
I'm pulling your leg, I'm pulling your leg. Who's your team? Who's your team then?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I might not get a chance to pick team of the week again. You never know. So, my team of the week. Well, I'm going to upset Jordan because I'm going to go for Wakefield myself because it was a top of the table clash, and to come away with 3 points when you're going to play in the league leaders, that's a great effort. That's a great effort. But I still think Aubrey will get promotion though.
I suppose we can take compliments that you are saying Wakefield and you're complimenting Aubrey as a football side. So as much as I don't like you saying Wakefield with the team of the week, we'll take the positives out of it.
So about you, Jordan,
then? I will go for Beverley Town. Our good friends Beverley. We've got a really good relationship with Beverley. We both came into the league at the same time. We go there every year pre-season. Get a coach across, have a bit of a drink afterwards, and they had a fairly poor start, and to say where they are now, it's fantastic. It's great to see a club that's only come into the county 3 years ago playing the trade at the top end of the Premier Division. It's really good to see. So Dave and the boys are doing a really good job.
Definitely good shout that. Yeah, they played very well on Saturday. I must admit, very very entertaining game, even though it was freezing cold. My team, I'm going to go with Ilkley. They're still going strong. So they beat Bottisford, didn't they? So they're still going strong.
That was Silsden, Aaron.
Was it Silsden? Who did Ilkley play?
They didn't.
Should have played us. But it was probably
of course they did. Yeah, I'm going for Silsden. Oh, dear me. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. Yeah, I'm going to go for Silsden because they went, as I say, they're top of the league now. They're keeping that good form going. So well done to Silsden, even though I meant Ilkley. I really meant Silsden. So that's what makes this programme so good.
Yeah, just because we might be running out of time, but just look at the midweek fixtures next week. There's one outstanding there. On Tuesday night, it's in the Sheffield and Hallamshire Cup. Hallam versus Sheffield. And I understand that's a seller already. I believe I read it somewhere, and a lot of tickets have been sold for it. So I reckon it could be a 900 plus crowd that night.
Is that the two oldest clubs in Britain England playing? Or
I was just you've done it again, haven't you?
Sorry. Well, I can't get my own team of the week right. So
it's the second oldest club playing the second oldest ground. Is it not the? Oh, I've got confused now. It's the oldest
versus the oldest club, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Today's featured game comes from the First Division, Ilkley Town against Swallownest. Ilkley Town are in the gold and black, Swallownest are in the orange, and the footage comes courtesy of Ilkley Town Football Club. Swallownest will get us underway. Goes back to Nick, he goes to his right to Pikarski. Steps in field, lays it back to Nix. Nix looks down the left-hand side towards Case. Case sends it forward to Stafford. Stafford back to Case. Case clips it forward looking towards Hooley. And it's out for a Swallownest throw. Ball sent down the right hand side. That's a good ball towards Snowden. Snowden cuts in field. It lands to Dean. Dean sends it forward to Baldwin. Baldwin hits the shot and it's turned round by Sykes. Good effort that. Down the right hand side it's Marvel Anku. Lays it to his left to Dean. He's got Baldwin outside him. Baldwin drives an early cross, and that's over the top from Dean. Good ball in, Dean on the stretch. Thrown forward by Cross. It's going to break towards Stafford. It's laid in field, ball sent forward. And it's going to be defended away by Nightingale. Down the right-hand side for Snowden. Snowden lays it out to his right-back Brayshaw. Defended by Swallownest. And ball sent forward and off Dean and out for a goal kick. Marvel Anku knocks the ball back to Dean. Back to Marvel Anku, hits the shot. Oh, and that didn't miss by much. Corner from the right, Dean. Gets it back, clips the ball in. There's a challenge in the air and it's hit on the volley by Baldwin. It's over. Throw coming in from Cross. Hooley on the stretch, headed away. And thumped clear by Swallownest. It's now picked up by Nix. Nix, the diagonal ball looking towards Stafford. That's a good ball, Stafford into the area. It's good defending and it's back with Keane. Keane sends it down the left-hand side. Here comes Swallownest again. Piekarski knocking the ball in, looking towards Stafford, and it's well taken by Keane. Ball's picked up by Baldwin. Sends it down the right-hand side towards Snowden. And Marvel Anku tried to get on it. Oh, and the goalkeeper's fumbled it behind for a corner. Dean with the corner. In it comes. Oh, it's headed in. It's headed into his own net by Nix, and it gives Ilkley the lead. They've been good value for it. Ilkley come again with Nightingale. Ball sent forward for Marvel Anku. That's a good save by Sykes. Here coming Ilkley again. It's picked up by Stafford on the left. It's a good tackle back. It's going to break towards Dean. Dean slots it for Marvel Anku. He's in the area, cuts inside, hits the shot. It's taken by Sykes. Ball down the right-hand side now for Swallownest. Piekarski knocks it forward. That's a good ball towards Hooley. It's going to break towards Stafford. Stafford drives the ball across the 6-yard box. Nobody there to get on the end of it. Hooley then breaks forward for Swallownest. Right edge of the area. Drives an early ball across. Oh, and it didn't miss the oncoming striker Stafford by much. Rolled out by Keane. It's now played forward, but Piekarski's got it again for Swallownest. Nice bit of play from Rudd. Still going. The centre half. This is a good run. Hits the shot. It's wide. It's a good run and a good effort. It's going to be a throw for Swallownest on the left. Henriksen is going to take it. Going to look down the line towards Marvel Anku. Ball then's clipped forward. And that's the half-time whistle. Ilkley lead 1-0. Ilkley get us underway in the second half. Dean sends the ball back. It's to the right-hand side, driven forward towards Brayshaw. Turned it infield, defended by Swallownest. Thrown out by Keane. Right-hand side towards Snowden. Nightingale, Snowden. Back to Harris. Sends the ball forward. Marvel Anku's going through. He's been clipped by the goalkeeper on the edge of the area. It's behind for a goal kick. So good position this for a free kick for Ilkley. Baldwin and Dean are over it. Just to the right of centre. It'll be Dean or Baldwin. Dean runs up, hits the shot, and it's held by Sykes. Clip forward, and it's going to be Case. Clears the ball away. Looking towards Nix. It's now with Stafford. Stafford down the left-hand side. That's a great tackle by Brayshaw. And Snowden. Snowden plays the ball in field to Dean. Dean's got Baldwin overlapping on the outside. Baldwin into the area, hits a shot, and it's a good block by Pikowski. Swallownest have it on the right hand side. Ball looking towards Stafford. Didn't miss him by much, and it was well taken by Keane. So it's a throw deep in their half for Swallownest. Be another throw that Pikowski will take. Was it in fact a free kick? Yeah, it's going to be a free kick.
Good, keep going.
Sykes out of his goal to take this one. Sykes sends it forward down the right hand side. Clipped in field. Marvel Anku sends the ball in towards Dean. Dean, oh, lovely reverse ball back to Marvel Anku. Hits the shot. He didn't get hold of it, and it screws wide. Sykes with the goal kick. Nick sends it forward. Ball's flipped on. It's now with Snowden. He's had it taken off him. Ball clipped forward towards Stafford. That's a good ball. Stafford. Oh, this is good plays into the area. Stafford going in on goal. Hits a shot. Oh, it just misses the far post, and it just misses Hooley, who's coming in, and it's behind for a goal kick. That's the closest Swallownest have been. Keane with the goal kick. Sends it down the right hand side to Brayshaw. It's going to come to Snowden. Snowden clips it onto Brayshaw. Brayshaw's got Snowden now overlapping. Into Snowden now. Snowden goes into the area, hits the shot, and Sykes saves it well.
Oh, excellent.
It's over this free kick for Swallownest from the left. Clips it into the far post. Oh, it clipped the crossbar, and it's still being played. Swallownest have got it right hand side. Ball knocked back into the 6 yard box. Oh, it's a good save from Keane. It's behind for a corner. The Cross is going to take it. A bit of pressure this from Swallownest. Corner from the left. It's another good ball into that 6 yard box. Comes to the far post. It's cleared away. Pikowski can pick it up again. Oh, and it's well taken off him. And Ilkley can break out. Ball played into Marvel Anku. Oh, he just stumbled, and the ball will end up back with Sykes. Lays it out to his left. Throw comes forward from Skelton. Ball breaks to Dean in midfield for Ilkley. Plays it forward to Marvel Anku. Marvel Anku turns. Going forward. Hits a shot from distance. It's a good save by Sykes. It's going to break to Snowden. Clips it back across, and it just clips off the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. Cross again with this free kick for Swallownest from the left-hand side. Clips the ball forward. It's defended by Ilkley. Dean lays it off. Ball played by Nightingale. Marvel Anku. That's a good play. It's a lovely angled ball, and Henriksen on the overlap. Henriksen going forward in the area. Hits a shot, and that's an excellent finish to make it 2-0 for Ilkley. Great break by the fullback, and he finished it in style. Corner for Ilkley from the right. It's with Baldwin. Clips it in. It's defended. Baldwin gets back on it. And that might break towards Hooley. Hooley for Swallownest, left-hand side. Hooley makes a nice ball forward. Ball squared across, and it's hammered away from the inside the 6 yard box. They have it again. Dean lays it infield to Marvel Anku. Marvel Anku with a left-footed shot. Oh, just wide. Cleared forward by Sykes down the left-hand side. Ball flicked on by Cross and cleared away. And Dean's in space. Dean tried to clip the goalkeeper, and he's done it, and it just misses the far post. Remains 2-0. Sykes with the goal kick. Ball's going to break to Smith. Swallownest have got it again, but now comes to Dean. Dean tried to free Marvelanko, comes back to Dean, sends it to the right to Smith. Smith hits the drive, just past the post. Swallownest come forward. Good piece of defending by Brayshaw. Ball's down the right hand side. Played in field. Swallownest come again. Dean. It's now Baldwin. Hits the shot. What a finish that is. Baldwin with his left foot makes it 3-0. Dean and Baldwin being a threat all afternoon. They combine again. Sykes clears the ball away. Ball clipped on by the substitute White. Defended by Swallownest. That's full time. It's been an entertaining game. Ilkley Town 3, Swallownest 0. That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.